रञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Mm. So, recapping what we learned yesterday, the secondary characteristics of pure devotion. Uh, what is the primary characteristics of pure devotion?
No, it was Anukulyena Krishnanushilan. Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam, and solely for Krishna.
So, the last two factors constitute the primary characteristics of pure devotion is anukulyena krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. Anukul, anushilanam. These two, but Krishna anukulam. And this secondary characteristics have been told first, that Anyabhilashita Shunyam and Jnana Karma Dinavrutam. So the analysis of these qualities begin with how pure devotion is free from the ulterior motives. But the desire, because the desire is inherent in living entities, nobody is desireless. No one can altogether free from the desires. It's difficult to become free from desires. Even the impersonalist wants to become desireless, but then how come they are attached to the impersonal feature and to merge and become, Brahman, that is also the desire, and it cannot be, constitute, and anywhere near to the even devotion, what to speak of pure devotion. You can't devote yourself to impersonal aspect because there is no love in it. So they are dry philosophical speculators who adapt to those path, which is impersonalism. Mm. The devotees can change the quality of their desire. We don't have to artificially become desireless, but the quality of our desire, what should be desires aiming at our self-satisfaction should be dovetailed to desire to satisfy Lord Shri Krishna. And Krishna explicitly says how one can satisfy him. How one can satisfy him? Simply by utter shelter, without any thoughts, without any expression of conditions that expresses the desires. You can't put conditions. It should be conditionless from our side and accept whatever Krishna you want, I'm ready. I want to surrender to you, and nobody else. I want to serve you. Surrender doesn't mean just clinging to the lotus feet. No, serving the lotus feet. How serving the lotus feet? You serve Srimad Bhagavatam, you serve the devotees, So that is the Bhagavad principle is invested 100% in Lord Shri Krishna, and it should be 100% invested in the sadhus, and also in Srimad Bhagavatam to check and balance. Rupa Goswami especially Anyabhilash, indicating to individual or the representatives to have their explicit desire, But when you say Abhilashita, means what are the deep down secondary factors that are attached to the main desire? They should be also eradicated. Otherwise, they are the one working like the seeds to generate a desire. So the circumstantial, situation that turn your mind to think something else, that is desire, and especially the oh Krishna, please save me, means in such a situation arises that gives rise to the a desire to save ourselves too. So if you have full surrender, then you should have always keep in mind, Lord Krishna will protect me and Lord Krishna will provide me. So this becomes two other characters of surrender, Anukulina, Anukulina, yeah, Sankalpa Pratikulasya Varjanam Rakshasi iti Vishvaso. Then Kroptrutve Dharanam Varanam Sada. So that have been explicitly described in Haribhakti Vilas, and we should always contemplate on that. So naturally, a devotee has no right even to save himself. Because he has taken utter shelter, and because the shelter is totally at the disposal of Lord Shri Krishna. So it is not like one way or other. No, that is called anyabhilashita shunyam. So desire for basic necessities of life, the basic necessities of life. Oh, our Lord in heaven, Father, our Father in the heaven, please, hallowed be thy name and give us our daily bread. As if you do not trust, what kind of faith that will be when you are asking daily bread every day? You are simply considering him to be supplier. Of course, he is supplier. But what is about you? You do not have faith that he will supply you forever. So, desires for the basic necessities of life, the things devotees use to maintain body and soul, are permissible in pure devotional service. That will not obstruct your pure devotional service. But this must be the case since the body is an instrument through which devotees perform devotional service for Krishna's pleasure. The reader should note, however, that the desires for success or luxury do not apply to the definition of pure devotional service. If your ultimate desire in performing a devotional service is perfection and a positive, results, so this doesn't constitute. Because Ishopanishad is supporting this particular idea that Ishamashyamidam sarvam and tena tyaktena punjita, you must, be satisfied with whatever you receive as your quota. Everybody has his quota fixed. An ant has its quota in a little particle. An elephant has a quota in mounds. So, devotees also frequently ask whether they should also give up the desire to advance in devotional service, the ultimately desire to attain prema. The answer is emphatic no. You should not give up the desires for spiritual progress. The desire to practice and perfect pure devotion is inspired in the heart by pure devotion itself. Pure devotion begets pure devotion. Therefore, devotees should cultivate, not reject this desire. Srimad Bhagavatam supports this understanding. Smarantah smarantam mitho aughaug haram harim bhaktya sanjayataya bhaktya vidharti purakalam tanum. The devotees of Lord constantly discuss the glories of the personality of Godhead amongst themselves. Thus, they constantly remember the Lord and remind one another of his qualities and pastimes. In this way, by their devotion to the principles of Bhakti Yoga, the devotees please the personality of Godhead, who takes away from them everything inauspicious. Being purified, all the impediments, the devotees awaken to pure love of Godhead. Thus, even within this world, their spiritualized bodies exhibit symptoms of transcendental ecstasies, such as tending of bodily hair on the end. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 3rd chapter, 31st verse. And Srila Prabhupada's words, Lord Chaitanya explains that in pure devotional service, there can be no desire other than desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. Very simple. This is teaching of Lord Chaitanya, page 31. Another frequently asked question is, do the unwanted desires that linger in the heart disqualify devotees from practicing pure devotion? Again, the answer is heartily no. Uh, we try to minimize the process of getting rid uh, of all the obstacles in our heart that should be maximized, but subtle situation of remembrance and that you cannot minimize it. They will be stuck, but they are called residual anarthas, and residual anarthas will disappear in the state of our advancement in confirmation of the faith, that is nishtha. So, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna reassures Uddhava that sincere devotees who are unable to renounce sense gratification fully, but who are sincerely repentant, may continue to worship the Lord with pure faith. The power of pure devotion terminates the chain of fruitive actions and quickly removes material desires. Such devotees are then firmly situated in Krishna consciousness. This is important, that it is the power of pure devotion that will eradicate the even subtle desires or residual desires. And when one is totally determined to renounce everything in the life, the subtlety may not go away immediately, but the gross activities they will they should go away. So the subtle or what we call lingering after effects of the gross desires are eradicated. The subtle nature of remembrance, it will also go gradually by the power of pure devotion. So, in other words, the meaning of the absence of desire, anyabhilashita shunyam, especially with the qualifying suffix ta, is that those who want nothing other than to please Krishna are considered pure. In the neophyte state, there will be many unwanted things in the heart, anarthas. Still, to gain access to pure devotion, novices must simply insulate their desires to serve Krishna from the influence of the past deeds, and they have no other recourse. Furthermore, the compound karmadi anavratam, which indicates the fruitive work of its reactions should not cover activities in devotional service, implies the presence of anarthas during the process of devotional service. This again shows that as long as the influence of anarthas does not cover the devotee's desire to please Krishna, the presence of material desires does not disqualify them from performing pure devotional service. Even though such desires are there, but the devotee is careful and conscious of not allow them to interfere in performance of his devotional service. This again shows that as long as the influence of anarthas does not cover the devotee's desire to please Krishna, the presence of material desires does not disqualify them from performing pure devotional service. That said, it is essential that sincere devotees not exploit Krishna's kindness. By his mercy, he makes the activities of pure devotional service available even to those who are impure. Yet, devotees should never become complacent. To rid themselves of the bad habits, they must maintain correct mentality and make a strenuous effort. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentary on the above mentioned verses, illustrate this guileless attitude of pure devotees. By my previous shameful life, my heart is polluted with many illusory attachments. Personally, I have no power to stop them. O Lord, only Lord Krishna within my heart can remove such inauspicious contamination. But whether the Lord removes such attachments immediately or let me go on being afflicted by them, I will never give up my devotional service to Him. Even if Lord places millions of obstacles in my path, and even if because of my offenses I go to hell, I will never for a moment stop serving Lord Krishna. I am not interested in mental speculation or fruitive activities. Even if Lord Brahma personally comes before me to offer in offering such engagements, I will not be even slightly interested. Uh, Although I am attached to the material things, I can see very clearly that they lead to no good because they simply give me trouble and disturb my devotional service to the Lord. Therefore, I sincerely repent my foolish attachments to so many material things, and I am patiently awaiting Lord Krishna's mercy. Uh, that should be the state of our mind in applying that I should continue my devotional service to Lord Krishna in the perfection, and I should not let it be replaced by any other alternatives. Whatever the consequences I might have to face due to my impure desires, I will face it, but I will never give up both my physical, mental, spiritual activities to please Lord Krishna. Now, devotional renunciation is today's subject. By now, it should be clear that desires for sense gratification, bhakti, and liberation, mukti, are averse to cultivation of pure Krishna consciousness. Living in a sacred place such as Vrindavan or solitary places in Himalaya would therefore seem to be most conducive to Krishna consciousness. Those unable to live in such ideal settings may then wonder how it is possible for them to remain aloof from the sense objects, the sense enjoyment while living and working, for example, in a sprawling modern metropolis. Srila Rupa Goswami answer to this question provides an incisive understanding of Lord Chaitanya's teachings on renunciation in pure devotion. He does not praise those who have retired to the forest to the order to reject sense objects. Rather, Srila Rupa calls for such persons pseudo renunciants. He recommends that devotees stay where they are and cultivate Krishna consciousness. So, what is the purpose? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also declared, Sthane sthita Shrutigatam tanu vangme. Stay wherever you are. But act according to or the direction of Shrutis by mind, words, and activities. This should be our concentration. So, whatever the subtle desires are, they will be removed by mercy of Krishna and our determination. So, according to the Acharya, an impenetrable armor is created by combining pure devotional service and proper attitude towards material wealth. So, how Rupa Goswami is projecting that what is Falgu Vairagya, artificial rejection. प्रापंचिकीतया बुद्ध्या हरिवस्तुन संबंधिना मुमुक्षुः परित्यागो वैराग्यम halku kathyate. Prapanch means the earth, water, fire, air, ether. These are five gross material things. But mind, intelligence, ego, they might be, harboring some subtle desires, but at least through the prapancha, by bodily activities, we have to restrain. So, prapanchiki buddhya, if one is simply devoted to rejecting the engagement of attachments, that is not advisable, because they are also creation of prapancha, but prapancha is created by Lord Krishna. So you have to be detached to the prapancha. But prapanchikitaya buddhya, if you utilize that, everything is false and temporary, why should I indulge? Even I want to give up my body by hatha yoga, because it is not needed. But it has been given hari vastuna sambandhina. Actually, they are all given in relation to Lord Shri Krishna's, so you can fulfill his desires. But mumukshuhi parityago, if you artificially give up, then that is called falgu vairagya. Vairagyam falgu katyate. While on the other hand, what is the verse? Yeah, but what is?
Someone else might be forgiven.
Haribol. What is the definition of yukta vairagya?
यथा अर्हम उपयुञ्जता.
Yeah, atha arham upayunjata. One. Anasaktasya vishayan yatha arham upayunjata nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe.
संबंध युक्त वैराग्य.
Anasaktasya vishayan. You should not be attached to the objects of sense gratification. They were useful to perform your householder use, but that is not wrong. But anasakta means, okay, we should not indulge in, say, illicit sex life, even within our marriage. Rather, restrain it. It's not necessary. It was useful to produce a Krishna conscious child, that is Krishna's service, anukulyana. And not beget like cats and dogs, nor indulge in artificial sex life simply to rub the skin. So anasaktasya vishayan yatha arham upayunjata. Yatha arham means, what was the intention of giving these senses? It should be utilized in the service of the master of senses. Yes. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj used to say, I can produce hundreds of children, but to serve Lord Shri Krishna only. There is nothing wrong. But if you cannot manage even one child to become Krishna conscious, why do you continue? Useless yanmai thunadi grahamedi sukham hi tuchham kanduyena karayori eva dukkha dukkham trapyanti neha kripana bahudukha bhajam kandutivan manasi savisha heta dhira. A sober person does not indulge in the sex life are called itching of the skin. He must be restraining himself. So those who are kandutivan means those who are able to control because it's unnecessary, it becomes obstacle because it is the prime source of sense gratification. How can you continue the prime source of sense gratification to lose your Krishna consciousness? They cannot have simultaneously both. It is because Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya pratchetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhav na vidiyate. Why do you want to challenge Lord Shri Krishna by artificially engaging in acts of sense gratification? You cannot challenge. But you pray to Krishna that this anartha should go because you are determined to perform pure devotional service regardless. It may take many buts, but you won't give up the activities of pure devotional service. And if that is your sustenance of your life, then Krishna will help you very, very quickly. Very quickly. What is that verse in Bhagavad Gita? Bhavami nachirat partha. Tesham samurdharta mrityu sansara sagarat. Bhavami nachirat partha maya vishita chetsam. He becomes the swift deliverer of such a devotee to pull him out from the ocean of material sufferings. People are miser. They destroy their opportunity by becoming victim, but they don't understand. They do not even have resolution to perform or the pure devotional service. So, and one cannot artificially renounce either. But he should stop gross engagement, even the subtle desires are there. He should stop gross engagement to satisfy that itch, but rather than, that desire will go gradually away. Living in sacred places such as Vrindavan or solitary places in Himalaya would therefore seem to be the most conducive to Krishna consciousness, where you can control better in seclusion. Those unable to live in such ideal setting may then wonder how it is possible for them to remain aloof from the sense objects and sense enjoyment while living and working. For example, in sprawling modern metropolis. So, Srila Rupa Goswami answers to this question, provides an incisive understanding of Lord Chaitanya's teaching on renunciation and pure devotion. He does not praise those who have retired to forest in order to reject sense objects. Rather, Sri Rupa calls such persons pseudo-renunciants. He recommends that devotees stay wherever they are and cultivate Krishna consciousness. and wait. And Krishna will remove that. According to the Acharya, impenetrable armor is created by combining pure devotional service and proper attitude towards the material world. Protected by this armor, even conditioned souls can live amid sense objects and remain detached from them. What is the armor? Pure devotional service, the desire and activities, and a proper attitude towards material world. Means material world is temporary and miserable. So why does he want to remain in it? He will expedite his departure from the material world. They should not make him afraid if the bodily departure is what you call faster. No, it is the fear that you may think that, I will die soon. No. Actually, brahmacharya gives longevity to the life. They live long life. And one destroys his physical, mental, and spiritual nature by engaging in sense gratification activities. So, according to the Acharyas, the impenetrable armor is created by combining pure devotional service and proper attitude towards material world. Protected by this armor, even conditioned souls can live amid sense objects and remain detached from them. This is Vaishnava way to give up and stay free from the desire for material enjoyment, a way the Lord himself prescribes. Sri Krishna gives the example of a lotus flower that leaves but does not touch the surface of the pond. Above the water, the lotus is always dry. This is in Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 5 and text number 10. So Rupa Goswami formulates this concept of detachment as follows. Ruchim udvahatas tatra janasya bhajane bharihe vishayeshu garishto api ragah prayo viliyate. When a person develops a taste for Hari Bhajan, at that time his excessive attachment for the objects of sense fades. Then anasaktasya vishayan yatharham upayunjata nirbandha krishna sambandhe yukta vairagyam uchyate. When one is not attached to anything but at the same time accept everything in relationship to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. That is in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 254th and 55th verse. The vivid contrast to the above definition of the devotional renunciation rejects things without knowledge of their relationship to Krishna is incomplete. That is prapanchikti taya buddhya. Furthermore, such blind renunciation, like speculative knowledge, hardens the heart and effect incongruous with pure devotion, which softens the heart. One who is artificially trying to control even normal tendency of children to have always a pleasure-seeking attitude, and the father becomes so much hard-hearted that does not want to allow the children because of fear of that they will be sense gratifiers. No. Such hard-heartedness destroys the even the fine sentiments of utilization of the things that once upon a time we were using for sense gratification. No, it becomes a very a dry type of renunciation, and that hurts the finer sentiments and discourages even children to grow up in such strictness. Rejecting things without knowledge of their relationship to Krishna is incomplete. Furthermore, such blind renunciation, like speculative knowledge, hardens the heart, an effect incongruous with pure devotion, which softens the heart. Speculative knowledge hardens the heart, and pure devotion will soften the heart. This strengthens the idea that such renunciation is false. Falgu vairagya, false renunciation is weak and cannot long endure even. The use of word falgu here is interesting. Falgu means meager or slight, but it is also said elusive. Elusive. Falgu river is flowing underneath the surface in Bodh Gaya, and you have to dig 1 foot and start doing your oblations and everything right there on the bed of the river, because the name of the river is Falgu, means it is a dry from outside, and therefore it is a riverbed altogether, but there is no water seen. But the water is there. Just dig 1 foot by spoon or anything. So it is also the name of branch of the Ganges that flows through Bodh Gaya. All right. The place where Lord Buddha attained enlightenment. The Falgu river is seasonal and often appears dry, a bed of loose sand. But beneath the sand, close to the surface, water is still flowing. This misleading appearance of the river is compared to false renunciation, Falgu vairagya. Just as the bed of Falgu river appears to be dried up, false renunciation appears to be devoid of desire. Sometimes we may ask, tell me, I want to give you something on your birthday. What's your desires? And say, I have no desire. Don't give me anything. Why not? Exchange, it should be in a loving exchange. But if you desire something that is to be used in service of Krishna, why don't you desire it? Why do you artificially dry up, even though desires are the last things to go, along with when the body is perished, the mind, intelligence, and ego cannot die, cannot be burnt. Remember? So yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. Smaran means the desire. They are there. Tejantyante kalevaram. Tam 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 evaiti kaunte sada tat bhava bhavita. Whatever desires, you have, even subtle. Don't think that you have to express gross desires, but subtle desires are still there. That will take you. Okay? Try. This was in the back of your mind. Try this new life. So, like that, desires are artificially cannot uh, uh, be curtailed. Okay. So, just by placing one's hand in the sand of Falgu River, one will find water. By examining the hearts of false renunciate, one will find the teeming desire for sense objects they had apparently shunned. They are subtle and that can be come out. So that is called Falgu Vairagya. The reader may wonder how to put superior renunciation into practice. First, we must recognize that embodied souls cannot completely renounce sense objects. They can only change their desires in relation to them. Instead of thinking how to enjoy sense objects, devotees think how to gather sense objects for Krishna's pleasure. We make so many varieties of bhoga, chappan bhoga. Krishna can enjoy. And whatever we have in our heart's desire while preparing, Krishna will take it because it's going in the service of Krishna. Varieties. While the Christians still begging for a daily bread, they don't have any iota how to offer Lord Krishna according to his desire. So, the sense objects are related to the Lord because they are manifestation of his energy. Seen in that light, they are his. This means all living entities are his servants and should be engaged in his service. All money is his and should serve as the resource to spread his praises. And all types of foods are his and should be offered back to him as the act of love. If devotees can see in this way, the world and everything it contains becomes simultaneously an embodiment of Lord's mercy and the opportunity for loving devotional exchange with him. The nose can be engaged in smelling the incense offered to the Krishna, the eyes in seeing his deity form, the ears of hearing his pastimes, and his tongue of tasting his prasad. In fact, material opulence can be used to propagate Krishna consciousness movement, which is especially potent way to purify the heart. This is spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 29th chapter, 55th verse. When devotees develop such vision, they no longer see the objects of senses as separate from Krishna. They see everything is connected with him and engage everything in his service. Sensual desires completely eradicated from their hearts. Devotees rise to perfect stage of pure devotional service. In this is the original outlook of the living entity in the spiritual world. In Srila Prabhupada's words, if one engages all material things in relation to the loving service of Lord, one is situated in Yukta Vairagya, proper renunciation, renunciation that connects with Krishna, while a renunciation that rejects the connection with Krishna. These two are to be understood properly. So in this material world, nothing should be accepted for one's sense gratification. Everything should be accepted for the service of the Lord. This is the mentality of the spiritual world. This is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 9th chapter, 47th verse, purport. A final word on the detrimental effects of unrestrained desire have on true renunciation. Devotees should be careful in the name of Yukta Vairagya that do not contact sense objects that are beyond their ability to engage in Krishna service. In other words, they should not over endeavor for things too difficult for them to achieve. That is prayasascha. Is to be avoided. Otherwise, contact with sense objects, even in the course of service, can increase the tendency for sense gratification and distract one from the devotional path. Oh, I tried very hard and finally I got the results. So I think, let me take it as prasadam. But do not distribute to others. Yeah, I have worked very hard. It belongs to me. And there we go off the track. They should not over endeavor. Otherwise, the contact with sense objects, even in the course of service, can increase the tendency for sense gratification and distract one from devotional path. These are the external reasons, even for a pujari to engage himself and become attached. Attachment to a service that is going to disturb your sense gratification. You will fight for it, will not allow anybody to compete. And because that attachment will tell you to give up and never to come back, and you leave the movement. And so this is a big setback. People become attached, they fight. And even though they do not cultivate the artificial attachment to the things that are to be offered, they may still take away. And there goes. Such an act has to be understood to be an over-attachment, that he may not have taken everything or a little slight, or even money mishandled. But when he becomes desperate and that sense gratification desire, oh, here is the money, let me take it, I will return it. No. This becomes an attachment of subtle desires, and that is detrimental to devotional service, which are going for the personal need or whatever it is. Recently, one case has happened like that. And afterwards, the person comes to return the money. And, devotees say that it will be better to remove his, subtle desires in serving the good. So they would not give him that kind of service. Rather, he should, get enough repentance through the authorities, that he must cultivate the patience, and soon he will be, become righteous again. So, so a well-intended devotee may desire to construct a magnificent temple to house the deity and welcome the public, but if in course of raising vast sums of money, he becomes bewildered by the opulence passing through his hands, what is the gain? Or if on completion of the temple, as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur noted in 1935, its residents think that they have become its proprietors and even fight amongst themselves for facilities in the spiritual palace. The entire venture will go in ruin. This is how the Saivites have taken over the temples in Vrindavan, and they fight. But in ISKCON, we will have very good, protection. That you make temple, but it does not belong to you. And therefore, it is the job of the GBCs to retain as an ISKCON property and teach Yukta Vairagya to the managers. Moreover, the devotees should not aspire for material benefits or perks in the name of Yukta Vairagya. Sometimes sannyasis, gurus, and other spiritual leaders, and subsequently their followers, enjoy material opulence in the name of service to Krishna. Unless such things are used without duplicity, devotees are victimized by their lower nature and cheat themselves and others in the name of pure devotion. Material desires rekindled, they are often forced into further sense enjoyment that inevitably leads to degradation, usually sex-related scandals. And we have to protect ourselves from this kind of over-attachment and the service of Shri Radha Syam Sundar and manifestation of Shyam Mahal. We have to keep in this mind very strongly that everything belongs to Lord Shri Krishna, and we must utilize our money in service of Him. It's the time of need, and I'm appealing all the devotees, please come forward and show some portion of detachment, some percentage of such detachment, and Krishna will be very pleased with you. These are the opportunities to show detachment. If we are learning something of pure devotional service, it cannot be otherwise. We have to follow this understanding according to Rupa Goswami very strictly. I hope everybody is listening very carefully. I will do. That's the promise I have already taken and upon my head. I want my followers also to be at least in some percentage become, increasingly, slowly, but increasingly detached from this attachments that we are creating. It is very important. Krishna can maintain us. It will be simultaneously a process of cultivating the shelter that is most desired, an utter shelter, Sharanam Vraja, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, and all these material desires which are considered to be papas, they are attached with us by giving in His service, making Shyam Mahal. My disciples should be the first and foremost to create this without any delay. We have been wasting so much time, and we need to utilize every moment in thinking, feeling, and willing to manifest the Shyam Mahal, and pure devotional service should be started. This is a great opportunity. Otherwise, what is the use of making Shyam Mahal? Prabhupada's desire is there. They are pure, that he wants to make even thighs accessible to pure Krishna consciousness. So the temple should become the central point of spiritual activities that teach one how to perform pure devotional service, pure loving devotional service. So if my disciples are not becoming exemplary, then who will be? Who should I expect? Satisfying our thinking by organizing fundraising and praise somebody who is trying to give up so much because they have so much, and we consider very significant contribution. But if ourselves are not engaged, just simply we are there to give lip service is not good enough. We praise others, but we should also become very, very yukta vairagis, use in service of Krishna whatever you have. Otherwise, we may not be able to speak too much on the subject of pure devotion. It's good that Shivram Maharaj has brought this, topic, which is a progressively, applicable and make our life perfect. That is the reason. So, let's finish some part of it. I will. In summary, the devotees must be careful about how they utilize and interpret Rupa Goswami's definition of pure renunciation. Whatever facility comes as a result of their advancing the cause of devotional service in the name of Yukta Vairagya, they must use only for spreading Krishna consciousness, not for their own sense gratification. On the other hand, on one hand, if they do not heed this warning given by the acharyas, they may quickly find themselves immersed in Falgu Vairagya or worse. On the other hand, they may be empowered to spread Krishna consciousness, as Srila Prabhupada was, in a wonderful way, and then rapidly propelled through the stages of pure devotion to perfection. In this regard, a most compelling meditation is that of Rupa Goswami, who, although a proponent of Yukta Vairagya, lived in a very simply meeting his most basic needs. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who cast off all aristocratic association as insignificant to deliver the poor conditioned souls. They accepted loincloths and became mendicants, but they were always merged in the ecstatic ocean of the gopis' love for Krishna, and they were always bathing repeatedly in the waves of that ocean. Sri Sadhu Goswami Ashtakam Fourth verse. What is that? Haribol. Fourth verse. Eh? Tyaktya sudurdam. Prabhupada sometimes says Swargalakshim. Tyaktva sudurdam. Turnamashesha. Tyaktva turnamashesha. Mandalapati. Then? Senu sada tuchhavat. Right.
गोपी भाव रसामृताब्धि लहरी कल्लोल मग्नो मुहु वंदे रूप सनातन रूपो
Sri Jiva Gopalako. So, could you hear that? Tyaktva turnamashesha. Oh my God, I'm bad in remembering. Mandalapatim. Chada Goswami Ashtakam. Okay, 176. Okay. Tyaktva turnamashesha mandalapati shrenim sada tuchhavat bhutva dina ganesha kau karunayam kopina kantha Gopi bhavara samratabdi lahari kallau magnau muhu vande rupa sanatana raghu yugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau. मैं श्री रूप सनातन आदि उन 6 गोस्वामियों की वंदना करता हूँ जो समस्त मंडलों के अधिपत्य की श्रेणी को लोकोत्तर वैराग्य से शीघ्र ही तुच्छ की तरफ सदा के लिए छोड़कर कृपया पूर्वक अतिशय दिन होकर कौपिन एवं कंथा मीन्स गुदड़ी को धारण करने वाले थे तथा गोपी भाव स्वरूप रसामृत सागर की तरंगों में आनंद पूर्वक निमग्न रहते थे. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who cast off all aristocratic association as insignificant to deliver poor conditioned souls. They accepted loincloths and become mendicants, but they were always merged in the ecstatic ocean of the gopis' love for Krishna, and they were always bathing repeatedly in the waves of that ocean. So, we will also look into the Sada Goswami Ashtakam further tomorrow. So anybody has any question or comments? Hello.
Sita Prabhu commented that the Acharya bhajans reflect our proper mood of self-renunciation, humiliation.
For grahasthas, who would be the example to follow?
Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gurudev.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everybody is exalted.
Srivas Thakur.
Huh?
Srivas Thakur.
Srivas Thakur.
He gave up even his son.
Yes. Srivas Thakur, found out that his son has died, but the kirtan was going on and doesn't want Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be disturbed. So he told them, keep quiet, don't cry. And he came and continued the kirtan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know later, but the Lord knows everything, what's going on internally as well as externally. Because he's sitting there in everyone's heart. So we are anxious for pure devotional service. And we must live in the Yukta Vairagya state.
Aparajita says Pundarik Vidyanidhi.
Pundarik Vidyanidhi is also there. But for Chiddahi festival, who was supposed to be providing?
Raghunath Das Goswami.
Hmm?
Raghunath Das Goswami.
Yeah. His parents were very opulent. He got married even to be enticed into material life. And his father would want to rescue him from going, following in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would send army of the soldier to capture him and bring him back. But he also let him go. But then, okay, I will give you a lot of money. I want to see your physical welfare. This then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bring so much, to serve the devotees. And he was ordered to conduct Chiddahi festival. Right? The whole village.
All the surrounding villages, all the shops.
Yeah. See, this is the kind of engagement of the opulence or the money of his father in serving the Lord. So you may say, oh, these are very extreme examples. But we have to increase. What is our ideal? We have to follow that ideal. And we have to ultimately associate with the Brijavasi, that is following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. Don't look for anybody who is so-called a villager without, anything so spiritually developed. We respect those who are born in the Braja, but that is not the physical fortune only on that basis, but spiritual fortune is there. But according to time, they are not automatically going back. Otherwise, why would they leave Braja and go in the merchant's navy in Mumbai? So many Brijavasis have left. But we cannot despise them because they were born in Braja. There are many devotees came out even Australia, and said, I'm from Vrindavan, I'm from Mathura, and they are working like karmis. But if within their heart the activities of renunciation is there and loving devotion, then their life will be successful either outside also. But we cannot despise on them. But we should see that we were not born in Braja, neither we have such advantage of being in the proximity of the family relations with Brajavasis. No. Even Srila Prabhupada was not born in Braja. But cultivation of Vrindavan within our own heart and then serve Lord Krishna is a different thing. It is pure devotional service. One may take the opportunity or advantage of being born in Braja and cultivate that, because that is the original proximity of the activity of the soul. Hello. Questions?
Sitaraja was going to say something before.
What is that?
Sitaraja.
Asitaradya?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
No, I didn't raise any hand for question. I just wrote down Buddhimanta Khan when you were asking to mention the Grahasthas coming forward in the service of Krishna.
He also materially helped Buddhimanta Khan. But Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, who was the son of Majmudar family.
Raghunath Das.
Raghunath Das, right? Oh my God.
Yes.
He was so much absorbed in pure devotional service. What material enticement, his father gave. Anyway.
Let's show the Rasagya had her hand up.
Yes, but
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Pranams to
Jai.
you. Yes. And thank you, Gurudev. I am very much appreciating whenever you are saying cultivate Vrindavan in the hearts, in our hearts. So that thing, Gurudev, and subject matter is generally read from the books, but when it comes so boldly straightforward like that, it just has a different impact. So that also we are grateful, Gurudev, when the katha is coming out like that. And the other thing was, I wanted to check if my understanding is right. Yesterday, you were mentioning how Rakhobi, Marobi Rakhobi, that is the next state after Anyabhilashita Sunyam. So my understanding from today's katha is, in your words, Marobi Rakhobi is take utter shelter and there are no thoughts and you are simply dependent and simply dependent on what Krishna wants to do with you. Is that right, Gurudev?
right.
Thank you.
If you depend upon Krishna wholeheartedly, means fully, you do not have a question, I don't want to bother him to take care of myself.
Right.
Oh, he will take care.
Right.
I can do. Why do I trouble Krishna?
Yeah.
Don't be overwise. That is
Yeah.
not going to help you to cultivate your devotional service.
But the choice of words that you used, Gurudev, like
Yeah.
when you said you take utter shelter and there are no thoughts, those words are so much appreciated. Sometimes the definitions can be there to express something, a paragraph can be there, but during a kada, when it comes out like this in a realized words, it is different, Gurudev. Very much appreciative of those words. Thank you, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.
Vijay Lalasa Mataji.
Yes, Vidya Lalasa.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Jai.
Gurudev.
By the
Yes,
way,
sir.
happy Janmashtami to all.
Happy Janmashtami Guru Maharaj and everybody. It's the most blissful day of the year. Yes, Guru Maharaj. My question was regarding us devotees asking for protection from the Lord. So we haven't yet reached that level of pure devotional service. So we are trying to cultivate that. And by your mercy, when we hear from you, the desire comes to perform such kind of devotional service. Anyabhirashita shunyam. But sometimes our circumstances are like so that we ask for the protection of the Lord. So to what extent is it right, Gurudev? Should we do it or should we not?
See, Krishna created everything to sustain our life, to protect our life, and to promote also our life. But promotion is through consciousness. All right? So nothing is to be discarded, but you do not take for yourself that I don't want to bother Krishna. All right? Everything is borrowed energy of Lord Shri Krishna, including your karma brahmodbhavam vidhi, the activities that we are performing, even small just to maintain our body, cleaning the body, whatever it is. That is done for Krishna's sake because as long as far as is possible, we clean, we work, but with the consciousness that I want to remain pure and as far as physical activity is concerned. But we'll be confined in the deathbed. The body may be stinking even. But our mind should not be stinking. Our thoughts of surrender to Krishna should not be conditional. At that time, we have to give up. But we have to learn how to give up gradually also. After all, Krishna will take away everything. Right?
Yes.
Nothing can be ours. Neither we will be able to satisfy by giving to others in the family members also, because they will have to earn their own. We cannot make arrangement for generations. That is an attachment. So, what is to be given up is the desire for gratification, whether through senses or through mind. Oh, I have enough bank balance. Now I don't have to worry. I don't have to work. I will just worship Lord Krishna. So you give up and you utilize whatever is in service of Krishna. That is not to be given up, but at the same time, over and above, we have to work in confinement of our quota only, not excessive. Over and above is dangerous. That is called ati sarvatra varjayet. Excess of everything is dangerous and it should be avoided. So to have minimal attachment and for functionality of and whichever varna and ashram we are, we can do according to. But ultimately, before we leave, everything should be submitted to Lord Krishna. That is what is wanted. Then nothing should remain attached. In that consciousness, we will be able to maintain our desire for pure devotional service. Okay?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. So, and Gurudev, is it okay if we recite prayers like Gajendra Stuti and Nrsimha Kavach or Narayan Kavach in difficult situations till the time we are able to develop that strong faith, like
That's okay.
and become fearless?
Yes. And fear, fear is an internal thing, deep down,
Yes,
caused
Gurudev.
by bondage. If there is no bondage, then there is no fear. And
Right.
bondage is for our own soul, and how to get rid of that understanding of that we are bound and we are bound. No, use in Krishna's service. So instead of artificially giving up, just use in service of Krishna. Nobody wants that, but use in service of Krishna. Yukta Vairagya is in.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam.
Haribol. Hello, hello, hello. The activity on the Zoom is becoming very subtle and silent. Only I am living, others don't seem to be living.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Jai, one is living.
Guru Maharaj, my understanding is that Yukta Vairagya, if one develops the proper attitude in Yukta Vairagya, he is eligible to live anywhere in the world. The example given is Metropolis, and still be able to perform pure devotional service. And Rupa Goswami says that if one artificially goes to Vrindavan, then he's a pseudo renunciate. But one of the Panchanga Bhakti is Mathura Vas. So eventually the objective, wherever you are living now, should be to eventually come to Vrindavan and stay. Is that a correct understanding,
And
Guru Maharaj?
in a detached way.
Hmm.
In a detached way. Don't come for increasing your empire. People
Right.
are investing so much money just to increase their empire and business.
Right.
That is not a good attitude. is a sakam bhakti. So much artificial, superficial. One should become limited and try to dovetail everything in service of Krishna directly. There's a real estate business. I don't think that is, yukta vairagya.
Correct, Guru Maharaj. So, Guru Maharaj, if one considers that, I've got Krishna willing some 10, 15 years of active life left, and I should then now spend the remaining years in Vrindavan.
Yes.
Obviously, basically doing the preaching and all that. Is that
or create new Vrindavan everywhere, wherever you go. The Vrindavan spirit should be there.
Right.
It will be difficult to survive physically in Vrindavan. The trend is going on like that. So why not to create Vrindavan within, wherever you are in metropolis or not? But and in the terms, we should create Vrindavan everywhere. We are supposed to worship Radha Shyam Sundar, and Vrindavan spirit.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, a comment where you said like devotees are leaving Dham and going other places. Recently, I just went to Kolkata for some purchasing, and that in the shop there was one person, salesperson, and when we see the devotees attires, he said, "Oh, you are from Mayapur," and he said, "I was born in Govardhan and I lived there for some time. Then I migrated." So devotees like Dhamvasis also, I've seen a lot of people going outside for work purpose or making money.
In Melbourne, there are few devotees coming from Mathura. In Melbourne itself. And he attends our program.
Yeah, I've seen, Guru Maharaj, a lot of people like Dhamvasis, they are migrating. One reason I see is not enough employment. That's why the migration is also there. And of course, greed is something.
Yeah, Brijvasis were agrarian community. Okay. And they were flourishing. But if at least we have to follow a true Brijvasi like Rupa Goswami, they became ideal to carry on the spirit of Brijvasi. If you carry the spirit of Rupa Goswami, you are an ideal Brijvasi, wherever you are. Is it not?
Yes, Maharaj.
But cultivate the same mentality while in Dham also. Come to Vrindavan with the same mentality to increase and increase the intensity of surrendering to Lord Krishna. Because that is the ultimate goal of life, to go back home, back to Godhead. That is Vrindavan.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. Kali Yuga has a lot of excuses, a lot of reasons why people are, displaced. you know. But Brijvasi spirit is not despising anybody, because according to the time of Kali Yuga, everything will be devastated again. Therefore, Prabhupada wanted, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to spread Vrindavan everywhere.
Suradam Prabhu likes your idea of creating Vrindavan everywhere. He's appreciating that.
Yes,
And then question from Taravali.
yes.
We are aspiring to perform bhakti lovingly, loving devotional service. So what is the cause when, if we are performing external devotional service but in a resentful mood? Is it lack of faith?
Yeah. Without faith, nothing can be moved. You know, faith is the root for progress. Asraddhana purushash dharmasyasya parantapa aprapnuvan nivantante mrityu sansara vartamane. Those who are faithless in executing the principles of religion, my dear Arjun, they do not achieve me. Aprapnumanti mam. And they return to mrityu sansar vartamani. Mrityu sansar means come back, reincarnation, keep on going, rotation. That is a phenomenon. But Krishna wants us to stop this phenomena of reincarnating. You know, why don't you come as you are originally rather than in a different body? Otherwise, make your body transcendental so it can fit, because you are made in my image and I will accept you. Two-handed form, right? Janak Maharaj went back home, back to Godhead in his original two-handed form. What?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Is it okay if I ask a follow-up question to Asita Radhia's question? What I want to ask Gurudev, is it okay if this desire to shift to Vrindavan comes in our heart? And if so, what is the proper mood of coming to Vrindavan?
You have to cultivate the culture of Vrindavan spirit by body, mind, words, everything of your being.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
It's not a mental exercise only. You have to act. The way you speak, the act, the way you speak, the way you're going to desire. So if your desire is to take full shelter of Lord Shri Krishna, then you have to think, talk, and act in such a way that it becomes congruent, not conflicting.
Yes, Gurudev. So do we have your permission, Guru Maharaj, to shift to Vrindavan if circumstances are allowing us to?
Yes, if you feel, at that time there will be a lot of external changes, but you are coming for your internal aspect. So you have to keep the internal aspect. Do not live somewhere else, but bring it in Vrindavan also.
Yeah. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anjali would like you to explain what Vrindavan spirit is.
What?
Can you please explain what is the Vrindavan spirit?
Spirit of Vrindavan is that Brijvasis were totally absorbed in love of Krishna without any motivation. Anyapilashita sunyam jnana karma dhanavrutam. They were only thinking of anukullena Krishna anushilanam and thus performing pure devotional service. This is Vrindavan or Brijvasi spirit.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Very well. Anything else, Prabhus? All right, Hari Bolo, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Oh, that's coming from Sita Raja.
What?
Adapt the armor of Yukta Vairagula and stay in the metropolis in the midst of sense objects.
What is that?
To enjoy sense objects, do not go to Vrindavan, otherwise you'll pseudo renunciate. Once purified, we can take full shelter of the Dham in pure devotional service. Just a comment.
Vrindavan spirit means living 100% for pleasure of Lord Shri Krishna. Anywhere.
Shall any other mention?
If you are purified in the metropolis, then what is the need of Vrindavan? Probably Vrindavan is going to become desert also. Because you have made your apartment there, better come and take advantage and advance. Otherwise, cultivate Vrindavan and take up the process throughout the world. Introduce Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada introduced Vrindavan in the whole world. Nobody did that before. Isn't it?
And he left Vrindavan itself.
Yeah.
To bring Vrindavan to us.
And yet he wanted to leave his body in Vrindavan physically. But he was spiritually prepared, right? His job was done, nothing left undone. All right, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.